Yuyun Harmono. I work as Climate Justice Campaign Manager in Walhi, Friends of the Earth, Indonesia.
Yeah. Is your experience at Walhi about the climate problems in Indonesia?
It's getting worse. The climate is changing in Indonesia. The temperature is rising, the same as the level of sea, and people are experiencing the impact of the climate, especially the difficult to find water. They have to move from their house, especially people living in the coastal area, and it's more and more drought, and it's impacted the people living in the in village level. Yeah.
And what is Walhi doing? What is the strategy of Walhi against this?
We help the community to adapt with the changing climate, and we also try to reduce the emission that coming from Indonesia. The Indonesian emission is mainly coming from land-based and energy sector. In the land-based, deforestation, forest fire is the main source of the emission, and from the energy is the use of coal for the energy. So we work targeting these two sectors so that the government can reduce the emission, and at the same time we help the community to adapt with the changing climate.
You do campaigns?
We do campaign and also an advocacy to change the government policy to reduce the use of coal as source of our energy, and also to reduce deforestation and forest fire.
What is the government doing? Is it doing enough against the climate change?
Well, we see that climate change is not a priority for the governments. Their narrative now is mainly on investment, but at the same time, climate change is also the main risk for the economic development as well. It seemed that the government did not see the impact of the climate as a way as they see the investment itself. Yeah. So more and more the narrative from the government is pro to the business, which is also the main source of the emission. The more investment in the energy sector, which is based on coal, more investment in the land-based sector, which create forest fire because of the big plantation expansion and so on.
And in many countries there is the youth now standing up against climate change. Is this also happening in Indonesia?
We also work with the youths. We try to engage them in the debate of the climate. In the climate strike week, yeah, in 2020 of September until 27, we also ask them to mobilize. We're supporting them. There is a huge demonstration in Jakarta and also several cities in Java, and also in NTT, and several in Kalimantan and Sumatra. I think they have the right to say to the government, because they are the one whose heritage the future, and they have to say something to this government to make sure that their future will be guaranteed against the impact of the climate.
And besides the demonstration, can you observe also a change of attitude or of behavior of the young people especially?
More and more younger generation, they change on how they consume. The more, they see it's also impacted with the climate. Where is the source of food? Whether we, need to consume a lot, whether we have to taking care of the food waste. They conserve the energy. They use more public transportation. They use bicycle instead of motorcycle or car. So there is a change of habit from the youths and young people. But it's also important that they engage in the political debate. So changing the attitude, changing the habit is important, but at the same time they also have to engage in the demonstration, in the political narrative as well.